Hi everybody, Dr. Zach here, and I wanted to actually shoot a video today in response to an email I got with a question regarding increased risk of dementia for those who have been exposed or have dealt with COVID-19. And the email I got was from one of our rock star VIP practice members, and she just had a concern and she said, "What's your take on this?" And it's a study that is referenced in the AARP magazine, which whenever mine comes, I throw it away because I don't want to be reminded that I'm getting old. But nevertheless, the study says, could COVID-19 increase your risk of dementia? It talks about how 80% of the people hospitalized with COVID-19 have neurological symptoms, and that there is evidence that there's increased dementia issues and other cognitive loss that takes place as a result of this. And here's my take on it. My take on it is it really depends a lot on what we're doing to steward and to nurture our health physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That as we can take care of our health and steward it, that we get better outcomes with it. It also comes back to what are we believing? Do we believe that, oh gosh, here's the study that came out and said there's a link, we got all this connection between COVID-19 and now dementia stuff, and so we go, crap, I had it and now I'm going to become demented? Or do we kind of go, you know what, guess what, those that have been hospitalized with COVID-19, probably a large percentage, and I'm talking maybe the 80% that they're saying is experiencing cognitive loss, maybe they've got metabolic disease, maybe they've got type 2 diabetes or some kind of a diabetic issue that's going on, obesity, something that goes on to where they don't have the proper balance of nutrients in their body. And the reason I bring this up is because a lot of experts in cognitive function, memory loss, dementia are calling dementia type 3 diabetes because it tends to be increased for those who like their sugar, for those who have diabetes or pre-diabetes, and it is a metabolically related disease. It's going to be increased by the lifestyle that we choose if we take and we live that way. And again, we look at who's most at risk for hospitalization from COVID-19, and it's that same group. So here's what I'm going to encourage you to do is to take and look at that and kind of go, yeah, I mean, when we've got metabolic disease, when we're not taking care of our health, we're more susceptible to everything. It doesn't matter what it's called. It doesn't matter what flavor it is. If it's a disease, we got a greater likelihood of having it. But I'm also going to encourage you to take control of the way you think about it. And I'm going to share with you a story about a pastor who his name was Kenneth Hagin. And he was well known from the South, I think Oklahoma area. He actually started a Christian college down there. And when he was in his 50s, he started having some cognitive loss. He started having some memory issues. And he was praying. He said, God, why? Why am I having such a hard time remembering things that should be easy? And as he was praying, God put on his mind a research article that he had read. He'd read an article from some medical research that said we have X number of brain cells. We lose X number of brain cells every day. We don't regenerate brain cells, and so it just makes sense that we start losing our brain function. And it was shortly after that he started having some issues. And as he was reminded of this, God spoke into his heart and said, what does my word say about that? And so he started reading the Bible, and he came across a letter that Paul wrote to the Corinthians in the New Testament, and it said that I have the mind of Christ. And he started thinking, well, the mind of Christ didn't have dementia, didn't have, cognitive loss, was inspired by the Holy Spirit. And so he basically changed his way of thinking. He said, God, forgive me for believing that and for letting that take root in my brain and in my heart. And he started daily confessing, I have the mind of Christ. He actually affirmed it and said it out loud because there's more power when we do that. And as it turned out, he lived to be mid to late 80s, and they said that his memory was vivid and sharp. He could recall details on anything, long-term, short-term, and his mind was sharp. And so with that is that we're going to get a lot of research that comes out that says, COVID is related to this is related to this. we got the new strains. We got lots and lots and lots of reasons to enter into fear. But I'm going to encourage you to take and change the way you think about that. And are we stewarding our health? Am I doing the things so that my body can do what it was created to do, which is to heal and to repair and function at a high level? Am I thinking thoughts that are actually building and nurturing that, or am I accepting a lesser level of thinking that's allowing things to start going the wrong direction? Food for thought. Let me know what you think. Hopefully that'll get it to where there's a little bit less reason to fear, because we know the powers that be out there want to sustain a state of fear. I want to encourage you to fear not, for the Lord your God is with you. Till next time, this is Dr. Zach. Make today amazing, and I look forward to hearing your comments. God bless you guys.